Hello. I don't know what I'm gonna be saying, and I do not know for how long, but I received this impulse to record, and this is exactly what I'm doing immediately. Being fake is an absolute burden, isn't it? That's what comes to mind. Uh, you know, this is the way I think about it. This is the way I feel about it. I have I feel this natural, intense resistance arising to what as perceived as being fake. Do you understand? And you, and when you perceive the real you, the real version of you, your authentic self, to be unlikable for others, what happens naturally if you don't get high off of rejection is you self isolate. So, in a way, what happens is you face a choice between being authentic and lonely, or fake and belonging with others. But what I'm really curious to explore right now, in this very moment, is whether that choice is mandatory and whether that has to be that way. Does it intrinsically has to be that way? The choice of authenticity and lowliness versus inauthenticity and togetherness. Does the choice have to be there, or can we be authentic and together and have that togetherness at the same time? Togetherness that aligns with our authenticity. This is what I'm really curious about. And this is what I want to explore with you today. This is what I want to explore with you now. You're with me? You're on board? Let's fucking go! If I'm being completely honest and sincere with myself, I want to be 100% authentically me, whilst experiencing closeness, mutual love, belonging, togetherness with those who resonate with my authenticity. I don't want that nasty choice to be there. And on some level, I perceive that that choice is of my creation. That choice is not fundamental to the structure of reality itself, but is the creation of my own mind. So let's separate the wheat from the chaff today, here and now. let's get real as fuck with you. What I really want, what I really, really deeply desire, is to be totally 100% the authentic, real, vulnerable, naked me. Naked me, right? And at the same time, experience togetherness, belonging, closeness, love, intimacy, all of that with individuals that resonate with that authentic, naked, real, true, 100% pure, authentic me, right? I want that. And what I want to explore with you today is whether, first of all, that is possible at all, and secondly, if we want to get that, which I want from the bottom of my heart, a fucking how? First off, let's start by admitting that I have no idea. I don't know how. I don't know how. Because I've been on this journey of self discovery and cultivating authenticity for what I perceive to be a long time, and yet I tend to live a very isolated experience. Why? I've not totally figured out yet. I have some ideas around that. Um, they're not perfectly formed and clear. But the truth is, I ultimately do not know why. So, first of all, I admit that I do not know how to get what I want. Which is really authentic connection. You know, nothing more than that at the moment, right? Within the frame of this conversation. So first of all, I admit I don't know how to get that. I don't know how to get that because I've been cultivating authenticity for a while now, and authentic connection, I've compared to how much of it I want, I've received very, very little of it. So I don't know how the fuck do I get that at all. Assuming it is possible to get, right? In the first place. if you want to, if you have this deep, intense yearning for authentic connection within you, what you gotta realize is first, to get what you want, you gotta be authentic first, right? If you want to connect with people from a place of authenticity, if you want to connect with people from a place of authenticity and then to connect with you from a place of authenticity, what you gotta do is be authentic yourself first, because that is what you can control. That is what you can choose to do. That choice is yours, whether to be authentic or not. So if you want authentic connection, first, be authentic. Choose to be authentic. Huh? Now that's the first thing. I'm talking to myself here. You are me and I am you. Yeah. the second thing the second thing you want to understand is authenticity is a really fluid experience. So one moment it might be 100% authentic for you to show up in this particular way, right? And another moment, it might be 100% completely authentic for you to show up in an opposite way, in a totally different manner. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what you gotta understand is authenticity is really fluid. It's really fluid, and a crucial part of authenticity is allowing yourself, is giving yourself permission to show up in a way that feels most real and natural right now. Right now. Did you get it? And the way it feels, the way that feels most authentic for you to show up right now, the way that feels most authentic for you to show up right now in this moment might be completely, totally, and utterly different from the way that feels most authentic for you to show up next moment, and another 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 moment. Did you get it? So, what authenticity really means and what authenticity really implies is actually giving yourself permission to be whatever way you are, whatever way feels most natural to express and show up right this moment, even though the next moment you might express and show up like a completely different person. Yay! You get it? Whatever, it's whatever. Authenticity is not tied to your attitude. Authenticity is your presence. Authenticity is presence that is behind your attitude. Authenticity is the presence that is free, that is forever beyond time, free of any attitude, and freely chooses attitudes as a vessel for self expression. That's really what authenticity is. Authenticity is nothing else but um, conscious presence. So, if you're present, when you're present, which mind you, you're present right now listening to me, you can be anyway. You can express in any way, and the way you express does not bind your presence. You understand? The way you express does not bind your presence. Your presence, which is actually not yours, which is you, which is actually who you are, your presence, your awareness, your consciousness, is the space that holds all the arising phenomena, including the attitudes, um, personas, masks, colors, sounds that presence chooses to express through. So, authenticity is really at the core of what it is nothing but identifying as nothing but that presence, that spaciousness, that silence, and allowing that silence to speak allowing that silence to express itself in any way, in any and every single way it wants to express itself. You are who you are. You have been who you are who you are, and you will be who you are. You are who you are beyond the veil of time. So the question is, do you allow yourself to be who you are? Do you give yourself permission to be who you are? Do you give yourself permission to identify with nothing and no one but who you truly, really are? Or are you tied and bound to form with chains of identification, being a deliberate slave? That's the question. The togetherness that you truly want is the togetherness with your true self. Give yourself that first and see what arises then. I love you.